Eyes. Oh my god, the eyes.
This is what I did to occupy myself. I just drew on my face. And then I found the eye buttons. And I was like, yes.
Yeah, I was grinding in Bravely Default, and then I heard like the hangout noise, and I was like, "What's going on?" And the 3DS fell out of my hand. I was like, what the fuck?" Oh shit! Hold on one sec. Okay. Yeah. I'm still a little disoriented. I was very confused. Uh, so what's been up? Besides here, slowly losing your mind with the hangout tools.
Mostly that.
How was Tammy?
It was okay. It was
Really?
funny. It was nice to get out and chuckle. It wasn't like the funniest movie, and it could have been done better, but
Yeah, the trailer did not inspire confidence,
yeah.
which is sad because I like her.
It was better than Transformers, and it was, which isn't really saying all that much. It
So
was
it
nice
didn't
to see.
it didn't kill half the viewing audience.
It did not. No, thankfully.
Ugh.
But yeah,
Yeah, that trailer, I was like, I also don't think teen or 20-something-year-old dudes was its target audience either.
yeah, no, it wasn't. I actually don't really know what the target audience was. It was the R-rated comedy that was playing at 7:30, and so like if I'm going to a show early, it needs to be rated R.
Right.
And people still like there were 12-year-olds there, and I'm like, really?
What the fuck?
I don't even know.
Yeah, well, I have to deal with that at my store all day. Like, so this kid yesterday, he's with his brother, and they look like they're, I don't know, like 12 and 13, like early teenage at the oldest. And one of them comes up to me, and he says, "Do you have to be 18 or be with someone 18 to buy R-rated movies?" And I was like, "Yes." Like, what? He already knew the answer coming before, and he was like, "All right, I'll go get my mom." And I was like, "Why the fuck isn't she in here with you anyway?"
Yeah,
Like,
seriously.
apparently this woman had just sent her kids in, and
They're
they
getting an
each,
R-rated movie.
yeah, well, and it makes sense because when they paid, she paid for one of the kids she paid for both of the kids with their credit card, and they gave her
Their cash. Yeah.
And when I looked at her driver's license, she was from Coppell, and that's where
Oh,
I grew up, which it's a super rich city. Like,
that makes sense.
just like a really, and it's like we were middle class living in upper middle class city.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, we were on the very edge of, and then as soon as we were there because of the schools, because
Right.
since it's so rich, they spend more money on schools than some of the other areas, and that's why as soon as my brother and I graduated, my mom moved the fuck out of there.
That makes sense.
But the kids there are just spoiled brats, and
Uh,
like she was buying them, like she bought them Blade Runner, which, okay, it's maybe not the most appropriate movie for like a young kid, but it's not the worst either. Like,
Yeah.
but then there was also, I'm trying to think what else there was. Like, oh, High Tension was one of the movies. I was like, I wanted to be like, just, I'm making an executive order and say no. Did you ever see that movie?
No.
The opening shot, if I remember right, it may be a little later on, but I'm pretty sure it's the opening shot, is the I won't spoil the movie, but it's the killer guy, and you see like a head bobbing up and down, and
Oh
then
my
he
god.
tosses aside the severed head.
Oh my
He
god.
was skull fucking a decapitated head.
Oh.
And that's how that movie starts.
Ah.
And she's buying this for her kids, and I was
Like,
just,
do you
but we
know what
can't,
you're doing?
yeah, but we
Yeah.
can't say anything, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And there's kids who have their parents come in with them, and they buy like Halo, or, well, Halo's not that bad, but like Call of Duty and
Mhm.
Gears of War and shit, and I just want to be like,
No.
like
Their ratings.
at least 16. Like, I get that there isn't some magical thing that happens when you turn 18, but if you're 13, you're not ready for some of this shit.
No.
You don't know how to process it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there was the guy who I think he was Filipino, and he had his daughter with him, and she couldn't have been any older than 8. And
Oh.
he comes up and he's like, "Can you help me find a movie?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Which one?" Thinking it's gonna be like, some family movie, some Dora shit or something. And he's like, The Ring 2. And I was like, I'm sorry? He's like, "Yeah, The Ring 2." And I was like, "Okay, you know what that movie is, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's the scary little girl, right?" And his little girl goes, "Yeah." And I was
Oh
like, "Oh, what
god.
the fuck?" All right, I have no legal bearing to say no, so you have fun dealing with your kid having nightmares for the rest of her life. Just
Oh.
sign yourself up for $25,000 worth of lifetime therapy for that kid. Ugh.
Oh.
And The Ring 2 isn't even the good one. Like, not that the first
Somebody's
Ring was,
wrong.
yeah, not even that the first Ring was great, but the Ring 2 was just bad.
Yeah.
But speaking of sequels, the Raid 2,
Is that good?
fucking amazing.
Nice.
So awesome. I never got to see it when it was in theaters, because I think it only played at one that was within 25 miles of me, and I
Oh.
didn't feel like going
Yeah.
to that particular theater, because it's a nice theater, but it's in a really shitty part of Dallas,
Ooh, that's not
and
fun.
it's the traffic to get there is terrible, and so I was like, I'll just wait for it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Did you see the first one?
No, I didn't yet. I
Oh
didn't even
God.
know it was a thing, so it's on my list of things to
Yeah.
watch. Now I can just
It's
add the sequel to it.
the first one is called The Raid Redemption, whereas the second one is just called The
The
Raid
Raid
2.
2. They expelled all their creative energy.
Yeah. Like,
They're like, no, it's just the second one. It's just 2.
it's just 2. Yeah. It doesn't really, I'm still not sure why that first one needed a subtitle. I
Maybe
don't
it
think.
was because they thought it would be cooler that way.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's an Indonesian film group, so maybe it's just how they make movies over there. I
Yeah.
don't know. But those movies are the definition of ultraviolence.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
you saw Old Boy, right?
That was, yes. Yeah.
You remember the scene with the hammer?
Yeah.
Okay. In the Raid 2, there's a chick who has 2 hammers
Oh
and
fuck!
takes out about 25 guys with it.
Holy
It's just
shit!
like cave in your skull and then flip it around to the hook end, tear out some other motherfucker's throat. Oh,
Uh,
it is just ultra violent and it's glorious. But it's one of those where when you finish watching it and you're like, oh, that was so awesome. Wow, that was actually everything that happened was really terrible. Am I a bad
yeah,
person for enjoying
for
watching all
enjoying.
these horrible deaths? But its plot is very convoluted.
Right.
Like the first one, the plot is just they're attacking this crime lord's stronghold, and like that's the plot, and like
Pretty straightforward.
yeah, it's really straightforward.
This is the
There's
reason we're
one
beating
twist.
people up and killing them.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
is a twist, but it's incidental and doesn't really affect a lot of
Yeah.
the course of the movie. Whereas this one, it's all just ridiculous subplots within plots, and
Oh god, wow.
you're actually having to keep track of who these different characters are. Where in the first one, most of them are either just nameless crackheads
Right.
or cops in riot gear. So you didn't really need to know names. And then this one, they just like lost their mind writing this bizarrely,
Crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not why you're watching this movie. You're watching it to watch people get the shit kicked out of them in the most brutal of ways. And the star of it is so crazy, like the shit he can do. And I don't understand how they make movies now because I'm convinced at least 3 people had to have actually died during the filming of this movie because like he's fighting guys and he's always got multiple guys coming at him at once.
Right.
And so he has to like stun one of them long enough to take on the next one and so forth.
Yeah.
So he's slamming heads into concrete walls and all of this shit, and you're just like, what the fuck?
No
how
one
do you
actually died, right?
yeah, how do you fake this? Like he actually curb stomps one guy,
Oh.
or someone curb stomps someone. I'm not sure if it was the main guy or not. It's kind of just an orgy of ridiculous violence. Oh man, it's so crazy, but so awesome. So yeah, if you're into crazy violent martial arts movies,
I have to be like in a very particular mood. But when I
yeah,
am in that mood, I know exactly what to watch.
yeah, well, and you'll be glad you did. It's so insane and so well done, but that I just can't. The plot's so ridiculous. Like it would be really easy to make a comic out of it, but it would be kind of a spoiler. But it
Yeah,
doesn't really matter. Like, I don't know if this is the kind of movie that
it
matters if it
really
gets
matters.
spoiled.
Well, if anyone's watching it for the plot and not just the
To
violence,
watch people
then
get the shit kicked out of them, yeah, they need to be.
yeah.
They need other help. But
I
oh,
feel like
and
that's just the wrong movie.
yeah, and there's at least 4 languages spoken in the course of this movie. There's Indonesian, something called Bashan or Bahan or
Something like that.
something like that, Chinese and Japanese.
Whoa.
Yeah, because the plot is like the main character is a cop, and like he was like the only cop to survive the first movie, or like one of 2 cops, or some bullshit. I don't know.
Right.
Um, and this one picks up the second one picks up like minutes after the first one ends.
Nice.
And they're like, you did really good, but no one can know you did that. And now we're gonna put you undercover in the middle of this three-way gang war.
Oh God.
And we're gonna do that by putting you in prison. And like none of it makes sense. And I don't know if it's just that whoever did the subtitling left out some key details or what, but it never
It
nothing
never
they
really works.
nothing they do ever really makes sense. Like the sentences make sense. It just never really lines up
With what you're seeing.
with what you're seeing, yeah, or why they would be saying what they're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so he winds up in prison, and literally the first thing that you see when he's in the prison is he has locked himself in like a prison bathroom stall, and there are 15 guys trying to get to him. So he beats the shit out of 15 guys in a prison bathroom, and that's
Wow.
like the opening fight scene, and it just gets crazier from there.
Nice.
But I don't understand why they all went and attacked him in
The bathroom.
this prison bathroom.
I feel like there would be better places for that to
Yeah.
occur.
Oh, and I mean they do fight in other places in the prison, like the
Oh, sure,
courtyard.
yeah, but like starting off in the bathroom seems like you're putting yourself at a disadvantage.
Yeah. Well, it didn't matter because he won.
Yeah.
Everyone else walked away with broken limbs and fractured skulls, and he had like a cut below his eye. That's some bullshit.
I bet that guy was like, yeah, I got him.
Yeah, I was the one guy who put a scratch on him. Oh, it's so ridiculous, but so glorious.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I watched it 2 days ago, and I'm still thinking about it. Like it's so violent.
Yeah.
That's not one that would be okay for a kid to watch.
No.
I would be
No.
I'd be like, how old are you? 18? No, you're still not old enough.
Yeah.
Like, it's so brutal. Oh,
Yeah.
but so awesome. It's the that those two movies have ruined other martial arts movies for me, just because I don't understand how you top some of the shit that
See, I feel like
happens.
it would be impossible to do that.
Yeah, like I'm afraid to go back and rewatch like a Bruce Lee movie or something, just because yeah, he's awesome, but
But
not he's
but then
not
there's this
breaking
over here.
yeah, he's not breaking 30 limbs in 4 minutes. Like
Yeah. Come talk to me when you break that record.
yeah, it's insane. Oh, but that's the main interesting thing that I've encountered. I rented they made House of the Dead for the PS3,
Mhm.
and it's like meant to be played using that Move controller,
Yeah.
but you can still use it with the DualShock controller. And one of my buddies from work was like, "Oh, it's really awesome. You should at least try it." And I'm like, "Well, I can't. I do get to rent it for free, so I'll try it." And it's House of the Dead. Like it's a really well done video game. I was really impressed. It's just trying to control that reticle
Mhm.
when your character's on rails.
Yeah.
You're not controlling your character's movement or where you're looking. You're just moving the reticle.
Uh.
It was super difficult and
Yeah.
unsatisfying.
Yeah.
But still just grinding and bravely default. Like I really should advance at some point because I think I've figured out that I'm not as far as I thought I was.
Mhm.
So because I'd been putting it off because I didn't want to beat it yet, like I
Right.
wanted to
Yeah.
keep playing.
Yeah.
But I found out there's a whole nother chapter or whatever
Ah,
after this one, so I can keep going.
that's
But
good.
right now, I'm just focusing on having all the characters master all of the jobs that I want each one to have,
Right, that makes sense.
and that takes a long time.
Yeah,
There's 14 job levels and
and so many jobs.
so many jobs. Yeah, like I think there are 20 total, and I've unlocked probably 12 or 13 of them.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Do their outfits change as they level?
not as they level. No, they
Just
only
job
change
changes.
based on the job. Yeah.
Uh, so you don't get to look more and more like a wolf for your
No,
ranger?
unfortunately not, because that would be so
That
awesome.
would be so great.
What's weird is the ninja one for Tiz looks like the costume Sora wears in the Nightmare Before Christmas world in Kingdom Hearts.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that's
it tripped
weird.
me out, like, 'cause like I have that Sora here, like, so like how he has
Whoa,
the pumpkin head thing right there.
yeah.
Yeah, just it's the same basic thing, well, minus the wings, but it's the same basic outfit except instead of a pumpkin head, it's just like a demon mask. So I was like, what the fuck?
That's hilarious. I know where you came from.
Why haven't you played Kingdom Hearts yet?
I only got it for the uh 3DS.
Oh yeah,
And
and that
it's
one,
really hard to play on the 3DS.
yeah, I have not gone back to it. I
Like
got
I
to a
started
certain,
it, yeah, and it was just
yeah, I
it was
started
too
it as
much.
well, and I haven't gone back to it. It's really it's meant to be played on consoles, even though my favorite one was the one on the PSP.
Yeah.
But that's going to be part of the 2.5 remix they're releasing in December, so I'll get to play it in HD
Yay!
on a console, and it's going to be
Oh,
amazing.
I hope they release a version of that for the PS4 because then I could play it. Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, I don't know. I only know for sure that they've confirmed it for the PS3.
Yeah.
They haven't done 1.5 for the PS4 yet, so I don't know.
I feel like isn't 3 supposed to be out on the PS4 though?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just haven't
They
announced
just
it,
haven't. Yeah.
and God knows when they
Anything.
will.
Yeah.
But that will be what finally forces me to buy a PS4. Because I still, when I look at the games that are out right now, I still don't see one that it's like I have to have,
Yeah.
like I have to play.
Well,
And
Last of Us, they're just updating the graphics on it, so there's no
yeah,
reason to buy it for that.
and that's a good thing. Because
Yeah.
if they had added content, I'd have been so mad. But I think the only thing is they just added the DLC is just included on the disc.
Right. That makes
So,
sense.
but from the article I read said you have to beat the game to unlock it. So
That also makes sense.
it makes sense if you haven't played it before, but if you're someone
Mm.
who's just updating
Yeah.
your
And then you
game
have to play
library,
through all of it all over again. That would
yeah.
suck.
And I mean, yeah, it's a great game, but you know, I've already beaten that main story 3 times now.
Yeah.
Like,
You
I don't
have to do it
feel,
again? God damn
yeah, I don't feel the need to go back and do it. There might be a point where I feel like doing that again, but because it is just such a fucking incredible game.
I'm very excited for when that comes out.
You have to stream it so that
Yes. Oh, I should totally do that. Yeah.
and you have to have your camera on you as well, so I can watch your reactions.
Yeah, I might get the PS4 camera so I can do that.
You should.
I should, because that'd be easier to
Yeah.
do simultaneously.
Because especially the first 20 minutes. That first 20 minutes, I want to see your reaction.
Probably just be a flopping mess.
Probably.
I smell like bug repellent because I put bug repellent on.
Are you
It's
guys
weird.
having bug problems up there?
Well, we went to the beach
Uh,
earlier. We got like Subway, and then we went to the beach and ate on the bench, and there's mosquitoes. So I put bug repellent on, and now I smell like bug repellent.
did they finally fix your fucking plumbing?
Oh,
Thank
they
God.
finally did. It's wonderful. Thank you, baby. So
Thank
happy.
God.
So nice to finally take a shower and
I
have
figured
hair.
I figured they had to have fixed it since I didn't see you murder anyone yet.
Yeah, no, I was so close. But, it's a lot harder to open after I already drank, like, a rum and coke. There we go.
Are you
Yeah.
using the loot crate one?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I've got it on my keyring
it's
too.
super convenient. It's like, it's just there. And it's actually easier than my corkscrew opener combo thing.
Yeah.
Assuming
Yeah.
that I didn't just drink, like, rum. Rum makes it slightly more difficult.
Yeah, since I dozed off, I didn't get a chance to make a beer run, but oh well.
It's probably better anyway.
Yeah. I need to save money until I get paid again.
Yeah. Oh, I got myself a vaporizer thingy. E-cig
Yeah,
vaporizer thingy.
I saw your
Very
tweet about it.
excited.
Where is it?
It's not here yet. I ordered it. They're shipping it to
Oh.
me.
Yeah,
I
we
ordered
just
it
have a
on the
bunch of
internet.
shops.
Yeah, there were like what made me think of it is when we went down to Mara's for her wedding, all of the gas stations like from Connecticut down had like e-cig displays, and I was like, I should totally just fucking get one. But then I got here and I was like, oh, I should see if they carry it here. Like Walgreens is the only place in the state apparently that carries them. And I don't
Weird.
know where the closest Walgreens to me is.
See, we have whole stores dedicated to them.
We have, like, there's a local cigar shop, but that's not the same thing. They sell cigars and wine. It's like, it's a humidor.
Humidor.
That.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why you'd want.
It's not the same thing.
No.
So, yeah, so I got it. I ordered it online because I could actually get it from there.
And
So it's not here yet.
I'll tell you the flavors and mixtures to do. This one's really good. The brand is just called Vapor Up, and it's called Blue Mist.
Ooh.
But it tastes like grape soda.
Nice.
And then, let's see, where's another good one? Oh shit, what happened to all the other ones? Oh, it just fell. Oh no, you're not the one I wanted. Oh well, I'll find it later. But there's another brand that's called Juicy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And they make a gummy bear flavor.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
And yeah, you mix the gummy bear with the purple mist.
Ah, that sounds awesome. I got mint and blueberry to start with.
Yeah, blueberry's pretty decent. Well, I don't know what brand it is, but
I got Mount Baker.
I haven't seen that one.
It's like an online thing that apparently it's pretty good and up and coming. So I was like, well, I'll try it. So yeah, because I can't buy the juice locally either. So I'm like,
Yeah.
internet. I was like, best e-cigs and e-liquids, and I found like a digital trends post, and I was like, okay.
Internet will not steer me
Internet,
wrong.
I believe you. So hopefully it works out well.
Yeah, good luck with that. I mean, no, I'm sure it'll be fine.
You can't go too wrong with blueberry and mint. Hopefully.
The mint can be weird. Like, is it
Yeah.
menthol or
No. It's just mint. It's mint, not menthol, just like peppermint or something. Or mint. General mint.
General mint.
Whatever generally minty stuff is.
Made me think of a mint leaf in a uniform. General Mint
Yes.
at the Battle of Clover. So we should probably write a comic.
We should. That would be a good idea.
Let's see. Ideas.
There was a lot on the internet about Germany and Brazil.
Yeah, I watched part of that game and passed out through it also. Since I'm on my 3-day weekend, I'm doing a lot of napping while I can.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, when I passed out, Germany was winning 2-0, and when I woke up again, they were winning 7-0.
I just kept seeing the word slaughter.
Yeah, that seems fairly accurate just because it was so fucking ridiculous. Especially
What's funny is I didn't realize that like it existed outside of the EA game.
Oh.
We've been promoting, and so like 2 weeks ago, I was really confused that everyone was suddenly seriously into the EA World Cup video game, and then it just kept going. And I'm like, oh no, wait, it's like an actual sports ball. What's happening?
The other way around.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah, people go nuts for it, and I just watch it when it's World Cup, and that's only once every 4 years, so.
That's what I've been trying to figure that out. I'm like, this isn't like the World Series. It doesn't happen every year because this is the only time I've been aware of its existence.
Yeah,
so it can't be all the time.
It's more like the Olympics. It's every 4, or maybe it's every 5. I don't know. It's only every so many years. Like they take years to set up all the qualifying and shit.
Ah, that makes sense.
It's really weird.
Who knew soccer, right?
Yeah, it's not big here, but the rest of the world goes nuts for it, and here in the States we're like, meh.
It's like you're not running into each other with the sort of oval-shaped ball, so we don't care.
Yeah, and when they do run into each other, they barely touch, and then they both fall to the ground before they've been shot.
No, not physical contact.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They just fall down like they were murdered. So absurd. Oh, I got my first penny arcade pin.
Yay!
For the Club PA thing.
That's awesome.
It scares me because I have such an addictive personality when it comes to collecting things.
Collecting things.
Like I have, multiple Kingdom Hearts figures. You can see all the posters and shit on my wall.
Yep.
My keys are a collection of crazy shit. Like I have a Kingdom Hearts lanyard, uh, a Minecraft sword. That's the one that came from the loot crate.
Nice.
Another Kingdom Hearts thing. Um, uh, a Hyrule shield.
So as long as no one has a bunch of Kingdom Hearts stuff at Penny Arcade, you should be fine.
Right. Yeah, if that partnership happens, I am so fucked. I am just done. Because I also just bought 3 new Penny Arcade shirts since they had
Nice.
that $10 shirt sale.
Sweet.
I wanted to get in on that
It's awesome.
while it was still going. Because normally their shirt that's half price, so
Yeah.
the bargain hunter in me had to do it. Because it's not like I needed new shirts. I have so many shirts.
You always need new shirts. Everybody always needs new shirts.
Yeah, except I have
Everyone always needs new Penny Arcade shirts. Always.
I have a very large closet, and it is completely full because of how many fucking shirts I have. I could clothe a small country with my nerd shirts. Like, I mean, even the one I'm wearing, my Harka Vagrant shirt, like, I do like its yellow color, though. I don't have many
It's
yellow
really
shirts.
good. I like it. It's a nice yellow.
Yeah, and I don't have many yellow shirts, so. And I love Harka Vagrant.
It brings out your eyes, too.
Really? The yellow?
Well, it does in my screen.
Oh.
It could be the computer glow, but I don't know. It works.
I'll take it. I've been trying to decide if I should get rid of the side beard and just keep this, or just keep the whole thing. Because I don't think I could go to just the goatee.
Yeah.
Like, without the mustache, I don't think it would look quite right.
I feel like you pulled that off sometime recently.
Yeah.
But maybe not.
It was about a year ago that I
started.
Because I go back and forth. I change. There were a few years there where it's like once a year I would change my facial hair. Like I'd either just have the goatee, or I'd have the goatee and the mustache, or I'd have the full beard.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never done just the mustache, and I never will.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Yeah, that's not.
I will have nightmares if you do that.
Yeah, it's like a creepy pedophile Tom Selleck bullshit. Like I don't want to be Magnum PI up in this bitch.
Do anything but that. Just don't only go with the mustache.
Yeah, no, don't worry, it's not happening. But I don't know. I'm so used to the full beard. I think I'd feel weird without having it.
Well, it's not like you can't
Yeah, I mean, it does grow back. That is true. It does grow back, but I don't know. So Amazon has been emailing me about the new Star Wars books since I bought so many of those used ones to rebuild my collection.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, oh, why? Because they don't look good at all. Like,
uh,
I don't want their.
is it new canon even?
Yeah, this is the stuff that's
Oh,
canon. Because
oh,
they've declared that all the other
everything else
books
isn't. Yeah.
is not canon. All the good shit is no longer canon.
Uh,
And like one of them that they sent me an email about is about the whole book is about Tarkin. And
okay.
Grand Moff Tarkin is the guy who is on the Death Star and talks a bunch of shit to Leia and then gets blown up on the Death Star. Like that's
So why do we care?
yeah, he was just this incidental character who was then never mentioned again in the trilogy. He did play a role in the EU in the sense that you find out that it like the Death Star was kind of like his project and he handpicked all the engineers for it and they give him a bit more backstory, but I don't want to read a
Wait
whole
a minute, a
book
whole
about
book?
him.
Yeah.
Like that's not cool.
No. It sounds really vague.
Yeah, and I've never heard of the writer who's doing it,
Oh, that's
which isn't
exciting.
necessarily a bad thing, but I
Yeah, but
suppose
when they gut like the entire everything else, it's just like,
yeah, when you've gutted all the good shit, like what Karen Travis wrote and what Timothy Don wrote, like
yeah.
Timothy Zahn. I'm still waking up. That nap was. I was so confused when I woke up. So confused. But at least it happened before the hangout instead of during again.
That would have been so funny.
Yeah, that's that, and then that's what you have to do for the comic. It's first panel. All right, let's make a comic, and I'm like, yeah, we can do it. And then the third panel is just. uh, um, what else was fine? So there is soccer. I guess we could talk about how we don't really understand soccer. I feel like that's a pretty universal thing, though. Like,
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't really understand soccer. It's
yeah.
not necessarily unique.
What
Except for
else?
apparently, like right now, when everybody suddenly gets soccer. Except for
Yeah,
the people who
well,
are like, what the fuck?
yeah. It's because, it's on TV all the time now. Like, ESPN is covering it a lot, and since ABC and ESPN are both owned by Disney, ABC's airing it as well, so.
Uh, it sounds like so much sports.
Yeah. And I mean,
Which
I
makes
like some
sense.
sports. Like, I like American football and I like basketball, but that's about where it ends for me. Like,
Yeah.
there's also the Wimbledon going on right now, and people are like, oh, well, this name I can't pronounce beat this name I can't pronounce. And I'm like,
I don't know. Will they?
is there an American in the tournament? No, well, then fuck you guys. I don't have a dog in that fight.
Yeah, seriously. What is the Wimbledon?
It's like the World Cup of tennis.
Ah, I was gonna say badminton.
No, it's tennis.
there's still things flying over nets, though.
Yeah, you weren't far off. I'm not even really sure why badminton's a thing.
I don't know either.
It's like someone wanted to play tennis, but they couldn't find a ball,
Yeah, and
and
so they
so
like found some foam and stuck some feathers in it.
they dug through the trash can and found a
Something
vaguely
together.
round object.
I don't understand badminton either.
And it's a fucking Olympic sport. Like, what the fuck? How do you decide that you're gonna devote your life to badminton?
It's so weird. Yeah. It's a weird sport. I feel weird calling it a sport. For some reason, I don't feel like it counts as a sport.
Yeah.
It's like you're hitting this feather over.
It's more of an activity.
Good job, go you. All of the training.
What always amused me is that cheerleaders will get really mad if you say cheerleading isn't a sport. Because they consider it one, because there's actually like cheerleading competitions and shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't fully understand it. Like I watched Bring It On. That's about the extent of my knowledge about cheerleading, and that's like a 15-year-old movie, and I don't remember much of it. But yeah, they will get very mad if you say it's not a sport.
Yeah.
But to me, it seems like there's a very easy way to define what is and what isn't a sport. It's where one or more, or at least two people compete against one another in a measurable way.
Yeah.
In an objective way, like not subjective. Like in basketball, the ball either went in the hoop or it didn't. In football, the guy either ran across the line or he didn't.
Yeah.
Like there's no one sitting on the sidelines like holding up a 7 or whatever the fuck.
Did you hear about how women aren't allowed to play in the Hearthstone tournament?
No, what? Why?
Yeah, here, I will send you the link. It's ridiculous.
I thought Blizzard was smarter than that.
It's not. It's like I did too, but it's there's like this thing like where people want to make video games into an actual sport, and they're like, well, women can't play in it because women could beat the dudes, and it's like
oh well, it's over in Finland. The fuck?
It's like, it was crazy. This wasn't the one that I had read about it, but I was like, what the fuck? I think it was the IGN one.
Wow, their statement is hilarious.
Right?
The tournament is open to Finnish male players only, said, name I can't pronounce, head admin of the Assembly Summer 2014 Hearthstone IESF qualifier, in a statement to PC Gamer. In accordance with the International Esport Federation's tournament regulation, since the main tournament event is open to male players only. Wait, that's not a sentence. In accordance with the International Esports Federation tournament regulations, since the main tournament event is open to male players only. Someone didn't translate this well from Finnish.
No.
Because that's not a sentence. That doesn't mean anything. Unless what he's saying is that the International Esports Federation tournament regulations means that only men can play.
Hold on. I
What?
can find this article better on Google. I was like, what the fuck? Actually, I tweeted about it.
Yeah. The decision to divide male and female competitions was made in accordance with international sports authorities as part of our effort to promote esports as a legitimate sports. That
Because
doesn't.
obviously you have to separate genders. I don't even know.
That's completely. That seems so arbitrary.
Right? Ah, it was Forbes. Okay. Here we go. This is the one that I had read about it.
Women are only allowed to enter the StarCraft 2 and Tekken Tag Tournament contest.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Let me check this second link. Wow, even Forbes is talking about it?
Uh-huh. It's to avoid possible conflicts, e.g. a female player eliminating a male player.
Yeah.
Like, what? Yes.
Like,
That's how it works. What the hell? Do you not understand how tournaments work?
we don't want to give people the impression that, girls can play video games and be good at it.
It's like, it's so fucking ridiculous. It pissed me the hell off. And girls can only play StarCraft 2 and Tekken Tag Tournament 2. But dudes can play Dota 2, StarCraft, Hearthstone, and Ultra Street Fighter.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to a certain point, I don't know. In physical sports, it gets trickier. I understand why you might not want to have, like in American football, you might not want to integrate the genders into the sport. I
Yeah.
understand that part. Just because the sheer just difference in muscle mass.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
just I'm sure there have been female football leagues, and they were very good at football, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't see a lot of women who are 6'3" and 240 pounds
Yeah.
of pure muscle running around. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to watch that because I'd be afraid every time that one of the 280 pound 6'8" lineman was just gonna break this woman in half accidentally. Like,
but video games is like,
yeah, it's not a physical sport.
Yeah, there's no reason at all to separate it. It's like, no.
There's no reason for you to even have to know if they're male or female.
There's no reason at all. It doesn't factor. There's nothing there that gives you a reason to separate it.
Yeah, you can just use an anonymous username, and no one would have to know whether you're male or female, or if you identify as something other than that. Like, what? Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's so nonsensical.
Mm-hmm.
But that seems to be their logic, is that, well, physical sports segregate.
And it's like, well, but video game is not a physical sport.
Yeah.
It's not. No one is going to accidentally die by being.
Do they segregate chess championships? Like, I know they don't segregate billiards championships because I've seen
Yeah.
women and men playing in the tournament. Don't ask me why I was watching. I think it was on at a bar or something.
I didn't even know that was like a thing they had tournaments for.
No, they do. They televise it.
And there's poker.
Yeah,
There's
poker.
poker tournaments.
They don't segregate based on the gender,
No.
despite
Like, and
that.
you know what? Like, I understand. Like, I can understand football being segregated because I think football is stupid and you're just like squishing into each other and that's the game. But like baseball stuff where you're like hitting balls and running,
Yeah,
you're not running into each other.
yeah,
Like
it's not
you're
a
running to a
contact.
base. There's no reason not to there's no reason to segregate based on gender in baseball.
Yeah, it's not a contact sport,
Yeah.
or at least it's not supposed to be.
Right, and if it is, then you're falling over and dying, like in the World Cup. So,
Yeah,
like,
and I don't understand why they segregate golf.
yeah, what's the point of that? Nobody touches, no one's even close to each other in that
Yeah.
game. It's like,
Uh,
can you swing a stick at a ball on the ground and make the ball roll? Good job. There's no reason to segregate that. Like, and that's, our bowling team segregated? I don't know. I don't follow
I don't know
bowling.
either. I think it's kind of lost its popularity.
Yeah,
I think that was a early '90s is when it peaked,
I think so.
and
Yeah,
because
I think
I
that's
haven't
true.
seen it channel flipping through in recently. Of course, I haven't been watching much TV lately. I still haven't watched any more of the new episodes of True Blood. Speaking of TV, just because
Yeah,
I've felt so betrayed.
after that, well, I mean, can they recover from that? I don't know.
I don't know either. And Twitter's been heavily implying that another character died. Like, I'm pretty good at avoiding spoilers on Twitter. Like,
Yeah.
when I see they're talking about something that I haven't seen yet, I'm able to, flick my thumb and get away from it pretty quick.
Mhm.
But they've been pretty strongly implying another character died already.
Uh,
And if that, I don't want to say who it is, even though I could be totally wrong. But since this is a show that people probably watch, I don't want to mention it. But
yeah.
if this particular character did die, then I would most likely just be done with the show completely.
Well, killing
Because
people off this quickly, and it's not Game of Thrones. Are they like ending the series?
True Blood has always killed off their characters. It's just like um, the 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 one that made me really mad was that they killed that character off screen,
Right.
and then the one that I think got killed off, but haven't confirmed since I haven't watched it. I liked because this character was one of the more, I guess, realistically portrayed, as much as a
Yeah.
character can be realistically portrayed in a universe like that.
That makes
Like
sense.
this character, the character was always consistent to the character. It felt like to me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. It's very hard to say. I'm trying not even to reveal the gender here, in case someone watching is a True Blood super fan. But then they probably already would have seen it. But
That's
it's
true.
it's not worth it. I don't want to go through a round of blocking people on Twitter for
Yeah.
getting mad at me for spoiling.
It's not fun.
Yeah. I got enough. I got enough hate from the Frozen thing.
Oh my god, that was fun. That was fun. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
we need to find another thing that we disagree on.
So funny.
Another thing that everyone thinks is awesome and I just fucking hate. But and because there are quite a few of those, like I can't fucking stand Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones. Well, it's not that I can't stand Game of Thrones, I just don't care about Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But I do actively hate Lord of the Rings.
And you and Mara still talk?
She hasn't tweeted me recently. um, but that's probably because
She
she's
just
been
got back
busy
from her
with,
honeymoon.
yeah,
Yeah.
the whole wedding thing. Oh, no, she did tweet me recently because they
She
went to
went to
Disneyland, I
Disneyland.
guess,
Yeah.
and she was like, there was the Frozen thing. Matt McCullough would have hated it, and I was like, I hate even knowing that that's a thing. But she made up for it because she said she rode the Star Wars tours 5 times.
Nice.
So I'm cool with her. I just don't. I'm not sure what her opinion of me is right now. It's probably low. But I'm sorry. Frozen's a shitty movie. I'll just come out and say it again.
It's funny how many people have secretly told me that since we put out that comic too.
Oh,
It's
really?
like very quietly.
They're like.
Like, yeah, I didn't like it so much either. I'm like, this is like the best thing ever. It's so funny.
I was just the one brave
You were
enough to
just
raise
so
my
brave
voice.
enough to say
Yeah,
it.
that's really funny. Yeah, I just Lord of the Rings to me is so boring, and I don't understand how you can watch the extended version of it.
Oh, I
Like,
got like the first time I saw it, I watched the extended version, and I
oh
was
my
so
God.
lost. I had no idea what was going on. I had to watch the theatrical version a couple of times before I got the basic idea of the plot.
Yeah.
Then I was finally able to figure out
Well, and
what was
have you
happening.
tried to read those books?
I tried.
Yeah, that.
Tried being the
Oh,
word there. Because the books, like each individual book, is like 2 or 3 books.
yeah,
So I finished the first book of the first book,
yeah,
and then I stopped.
and
I
just
got
his
halfway through
writing.
the fellowship, and I
Yeah,
stopped.
and his writing style is just so crazy.
I just couldn't. I couldn't get through it.
Yeah.
I barely finished the one C.S. Lewis book that I tried to read, and I didn't like that. And then
Which one was it?
I did The Silver Chair.
Yeah, that's not one of the best. You should read
No.
Prince Caspian.
Yeah.
Prince
I did The
Caspian's
Silver
actually a
Chair
decent book.
because one of my friends had done a like humorous interpretation speech about it where she like interpreted this dialogue between Puddleglum and somebody, maybe Aslan or like the giants who were trying to eat them or something. And it
Yeah.
was funny, so I was like, oh, I get that reference. So, but it was like so like overly religious for me.
Well,
I
yeah,
was just
C.S. Lewis
like,
is an
I just can't deal
insane.
with C.S. Lewis's theology that he just pours into the books.
Yeah, he's his own special kind of fundamentalist.
Yeah.
Like he's not the worst kind, but
Yeah. Well, I
I'm
mean,
not sure
there's a
there is a
reason
best
every
kind.
homeschool kid is allowed to read C.S. Lewis.
Yeah.
So I wasn't because it had magic in it. And then after my parents understood the concept of allegory by
Yeah.
watching the movie, they were suddenly cool with it. But it was like they were like, "Oh, it's so cool. It's like a metaphor." It's like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, it it
But then
amuses
it was
me.
just like, and then I tried reading it like a couple years ago, and I'm just like, C.S. Lewis is not for me. It's too much now. I would have loved it when I was younger, but I just can't deal with all of the religion in it.
Yeah, he's it's pretty thick. He lays
Yeah.
it on pretty
Well,
thick
and
in some of
like
those
coming
books.
from that background where I know that's what it's leading to, like it's
Yeah,
like I can't. It's like no, it's too much. I know exactly what he's trying to do.
yeah. And I think that may be the difference from when I read those books as a kid, since I was, I'm a product of the public school latchkey generation. So
Yeah.
I didn't I didn't see religious overtones everywhere I looked.
Yeah.
Even though I lived in Texas, but just since my neither of my parents are especially
Religious.
religious, like
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I don't think they're atheist. My mom just doesn't want to talk about it, which, I'm fine with.
Yeah.
I don't really care. I don't know what she believes. I think she's probably one of the people who, believes in God,
Right.
not necessarily sold on the whole Jesus thing, but
Yeah, just sort of general concept.
there is some deity, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. My dad may be atheist, but his my stepmom, that whole family is Polish Catholic. So
Yeah.
I think he keeps his mouth
He's
shut
pretty
about
quiet about it.
a lot of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I would know. I haven't talked to him in months and months and months.
That's good.
And yeah, I'm so much happier for it.
Yeah. That's been the best thing for me is not talking to my parents. It's like
Yeah.
just so much easier. Not even dealing with them.
Yeah. It's I didn't realize how much of it was fatiguing me. When I was still
Yeah.
talking to him, like I didn't realize how draining it was to deal with that motherfucker.
Yeah, right? Uh yeah. No, like I got wind through the grapevine. You know what's interesting? You remember how I sent my entire family the letter basically saying fuck off?
Right.
Well, what's funny is my mom's brother's family apparently is the one who's been taking it the hardest. Who
What?
I've like barely talked to. They've never tried to get to know me. And they're like super upset about it.
Wow.
And so I guess my cousin had like this dream that I came back with my hair long and dark brown. And then she woke up crying because I didn't actually.
Oh no.
I'm like, really? My short blue hair is that big of a deal for you?
Oh no.
But yeah, it's like, oh yeah, but she started off the conversation with my brother and his girlfriend leading up to telling them about this dream that she had about me with how I'm totes going to hell. So,
There was one really great line in that True Blood premiere. Because the two vampires are talking about various religious beliefs, and because one was an Arab vampire, and then the other was Pam, who's one of the main characters. Um, and he was like, you should look to your God for strength or whatever, and she's like, no, fuck my God, my God's dead or whatever. And eventually it culminates with her saying, whatever, you have fun with Allah. I'll be having a blast in hell, having a three-way with the devil.
well, then yesterday I got my e-cig and I'm like, I feel like if they learned about this, I totally just climbed like a rung on my way to dooming myself even
Yeah.
further.
No. It's especially since the e-cigs are so innocuous.
I know. And it's blue and pretty, and I'm really excited about it. And I want it to be here already, but it shipped from like Singapore.
Holy hell.
Yeah, because I bought e-liquid with it, so there's weird traveling shit that happens, I
Right.
guess.
Yeah. Does it look like this? Or is it different?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, it looks really close to that, actually. I think maybe the top part is clear. I can get a picture of it.
Mine's clear.
Oh, then I think it's the same thing, actually.
Sweet. Yeah. I'm trying again to quit smoking cigarettes and just go to this. Like, I told myself that this pack that I have right now, I'm gonna finish it tonight and then I'm done.
Yeah, and
We're
then
gonna
you
see
can
how
have...
that's gonna be.
Nice.
Because I've done it before. I've quit smoking for a full year at one point, and then I quit smoking for a couple months at another point. But it's so easy to fall back into it.
Yeah.
So never try a cigarette.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that.
E-cigs are fine, and there should be no reason for you to want to try a cigarette after this anyway, because they don't make cigarettes in flavors like they do in this.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, dude, if I can have a fucking like cool flavor, I will be happy. I don't need nicotine. I'm good with blueberry. Blueberry is good.
Yeah, I hope this thing isn't important. Did I just break my e-cig? Oh no.
That would be weird.
Let's find out, shall we?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was supposed to be there or not. Did it come off of one of you? Well, let's see what happens if I try to smoke it without it.
There's a lot of like parts that you can buy on the internet, so I imagine it's probably okay. I just sent you the link to the one I got that looks really similar to yours.
Oh, this one's working fine, so...
Yay! Apparently it wasn't that necessary.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah. It's almost exactly like mine. Just, mine has, like, this weird gorilla with a crown logo.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, they're nice. And it's a fun way to annoy people, too. Because some people really don't like it, even though it doesn't make a smell or
yeah, it's
anything.
like it's vapor, dude.
Yeah, but it's super fun to use in like a movie theater.
Nice. Yeah, at the convention that I was at, a bunch of people had like giant ones, like, and they had one, they were doing one that smelled like blueberry, and there was another that smelled like maple syrup, and I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
I just want to like, so I basically just sat between the two dudes who were vaporizing and just smelled the vapor, and I was like, yes, this is awesome. they're like, do you want any? I'm like, no, because I've never done this before, and I don't want to humiliate myself in front of an
Yeah.
entire room full of people, but I will enjoy the
Oh,
smell of your vapor.
you do have to be careful when you order the liquids, though, as to the nicotine count on it.
Oh yeah, I got the ones that said 0 on
Okay,
them.
good,
The
good.
Mount Baker one, they mix all theirs like specifically for you because they have different blends. So I just did the 0 nicotine one there, and then the other one where they sold them, they had a whole section of 0 nicotine stuff. So I got
Yeah,
another 0 nicotine one because I was like that was another thing that I was excited about is I was like I don't have to have any nicotine. I can just have cool flavor shit. That's awesome.
yeah. Because if you had the nicotine ones and got addicted to nicotine,
That would be bad.
and then your e-cig broke, then you'd have a real
It'd
problem.
be not very good.
Because I'm here to tell you,
I'm like, nope,
uh,
don't need to do that. I
yeah,
can. That would ruin the fun of
yeah.
just.
Nicotine withdrawals are not fun.
Yeah, no.
You basically, I think it's the closest that a man can come to having PMS. You just become
Oh God.
so irritable and irrational and angry.
Uh, yeah, I don't need more of that in my life. I already nixed that shit once. I don't need to deal with more of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
But I
your
love my
device,
implant.
yeah, the implant regulates that shit for you, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. I have a couple days sometimes where I have like really minor PMS symptoms, but nothing like even close to
Well,
before.
I think that's just called being human.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I have days where I have minor PMS like symptoms.
Yeah, it's nice. It's so much better.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't need to double up on that shit. I'm good.
yeah,
I've
definitely not.
experienced enough of it.
Yeah. I hope I'm able to quit smoking cigarettes because it's also so expensive.
Yeah.
Whereas this, you
No, it's
buy.
like yeah, I feel like getting the uh, e-liquid is a lot cheaper than getting a pack of cigarettes, and I feel like it probably lasts longer.
It does. Like a pack of cigarettes here is usually around $6. Like
Mm-hmm.
give or take 50 cents based on the brand. So, um, and I'm typically a pack a day smoker.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
I'm
that adds up.
super fast, yeah.
Yeah.
And whereas this, like, I bought like a starter kit from
Mm-hmm.
one of the stores, and it was the lanyard, um, a charger, a and 2 bottles of liquid, and that whole thing was $40.
Nice.
And I still haven't run out of the fluid that I got.
Nice.
Of course, I've been smoking cigarettes the whole time and not this exclusively, but still, like,
Yeah.
the price difference is insane.
Yeah.
Cigarettes are so ridiculously expensive.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So ridiculously expensive. And they're only going to get more expensive since it's one of the few things that everyone can agree on to tax.
It's so true. Everyone's like, raise the cigarette taxes again. Everyone is totally on board with that. It's
Yeah.
weird. Like, everyone is on board with that.
Yeah, that and alcohol taxes generally.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the so-called vice tax, I think is what it's called.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's why New Hampshire is super popular.
Because they have low vice laws.
They have no sales tax.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is why they have the giant liquor store on either side of the highway. It's like a huge fucking warehouse.
They just now started legally selling liquor here in Louisville. I used to have to go to another suburb. I think I already told you about this.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. That's weird. But people here are still trying to get like these weird blue laws or something passed where you can't sell booze on Sunday. And I'm like, no, that's bullshit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can buy liquor here on Sunday either. I know you can still buy beer, but I don't know about liquor.
Yeah.
I've never
They're
tried.
like, we should make it so you can't do that on Sunday. It's like, why? Sunday is the day you need to drink the most if you're going to church with your family.
Yeah, right. And you are drinking at church
Like, yeah.
theoretically, although I think most churches have stopped using actual wine.
Yeah. Oh, but my brother and I did go to this one, like, Pentecostal church in Virginia.
Oh,
And,
Jesus.
and we were like, God, it was like 7 years ago. And we went there we were like in Virginia campaigning for somebody, and we went to church because it was a Christian candidate, and so we went to their church and they had communion, and it was like a Pentecostal black church. And I
Oh,
don't know
wow.
why that's different, but it is. And they served wine instead of grape juice, and my brother and I were fully expecting grape juice because that's what every other
That's
church
what you're
had that
used to,
we'd been
man.
to. And so we chugged.
Oh, Jesus. You were like, yeah, I'm gonna get some of this Jesus blood in me. Ah!
Because like it's just like these little tiny cups, so you just like tip it back. But it was not grape juice. It was wine. And it wasn't even good
Oh,
wine.
wait, your church, you had like separate cups?
Yeah, there was
Oh,
like there's little teeny like smaller than shot glass kind of things
like,
that
yeah,
come
little
on the two
Dixie
platters.
cups.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
see, back when I went to church, which, God, this would have been the last time I went to a church had to have been 15 or 16 years ago now. But no, it was one big ass chalice filled with wine that everyone drank from.
Ew, that's so gross.
So I'm pretty sure everyone got
Yeah,
herpes from that.
no shit. Ugh.
Everyone in that church had herpes. Or everyone that's been to that church has herpes.
Yeah. No, all the ones we went to, which were like predominantly either Southern Baptist or like charismatic, which are ever so slightly different from Pentecostal, they all had like these trays with little tiny cups in them.
Aren't Pentecostals the ones that like sing and talk in tongues and shit?
Yes.
Oh,
And
man.
there's dancing and weird flag things and sometimes tambourines.
Because why not?
There's
Jesus
a
loves a
lot of
tambourine.
random foreign languages, gibberish that doesn't make sense. But yeah, and so like I was like 16, 17, and my brother was like maybe 15, and we had no idea. We thought it smelled weird. We were like, well, maybe they just didn't get the sweetened kind of grape juice.
Yeah.
Get like the kind
They,
without sugar.
yeah, they got
And so
organic
we
grape juice.
chug it,
It was
and
cool.
my brother, like, they're like, you know, praying now because that's like what you do during communion. And my brother is like coughing and gagging because we didn't know it was wine.
I think it was either a South Park episode or a Simpsons episode or something. Maybe I think it had to have been South Park because I think Carmen convinced Kyle to go to church with him, and the wine made Kyle throw up in church, and so everyone thought he was the Antichrist because the blood of Christ, made him sick or whatever. I'm pretty sure that was South Park, or maybe it was an episode I dreamed. Who
I
knows?
want to see this so badly. I hope it exists because I would totally watch it.
I think it's. I think it was South Park,
Oh my god.
or it might have been a Family Guy joke. It was some animated joke, some animated show's joke. I wonder if I can. Um, Throwing blood of Christ episode. Ah, it was a Family Guy one. Yeah. Lois gets a job as the new organist for the church. Blah blah blah. After Stewie mistakes the communion wine for punch, he drinks too much and throws it up, leading the town of Quahog to believe Stewie is possessed by Satan.
That's awesome.
So it was season 5, episode 15, if you want to
Sweet.
watch that one.
Look that up.
Yeah.
So funny.
I can't believe I remembered that. My memory's so weird. I remember the most arbitrarily useless information.
That's awesome, though.
Maybe that's a joke. Like the fact that I can remember jokes and gags from shows that I saw 10 years ago. But if you're like, oh, so what'd you do last week? Fuck if I know. You did this. I did? Did I have fun? Because, like, I remember I remember that I went to see Transformers, and I remember some of the parts that were unintentionally funny and how bad it was, but I don't actually remember the event. And it's always an adventure for me to go back through the Humorotica archives because I don't remember writing half of them.
That's awesome. We should make that a comic. That's super funny. I'm so tipsy right now. It's weird.
Awesome.
Everything is hilarious. Last night, I just upped my Zoloft dose to the full 100. I'd been taking 75 for like the week before. So, that's fun.
I thought alcohol and that didn't mix well.
Well, I haven't taken it yet today. I just took it last night.
I mean, I don't know. I drink alcohol with it. I've drank it with Codone.
I will drink them around the same time as each other, but I don't ever take them with.
Yeah, you're not taking the pill and then washing it down with some whiskey.
No. But there was that did happen relatively frequently in Tammy last night. One of the characters kept taking like her meds, but with whiskey. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not how you're supposed to do it.
Well, I've washed down Xanax with whiskey before. That gets me into trouble though.
Yeah,
you want to talk about having no more inhibitions and not remembering anything. You take some benzos and drink some, and you're gone.
Oh my god, I found this super cool Actually, Kiery Callahan tweeted it because I guess she's moving, but she linked to this really cool place somewhere like near Seattle that is this like geek bar where you can play games, and they also have a bunch of geek themed drinks
Oh yeah,
and
I've heard
menu
of this place.
items.
Yeah,
And
I've
I'm
heard of it.
like, I am going there
What's
when
it
I move
called?
there. It's called AFK.
AFK, yeah. The
Yeah,
AFK Tavern, yeah.
yeah.
I've heard of it.
Like this,
Yeah.
this needs to be in my life like yesterday. I was looking at some of the drinks they had. I'm like, yes, I want to go there. They have a Battlestar Galactica themed one.
Hell yes.
So funny.
I want to watch Battlestar again. But it's so long.
Yeah, I know. Like we got to almost the end and we could tell that it was like going to be bad. And then we just didn't finish it because we were like, I know it's just going to hurt.
Yeah, the
It's
last
just gonna
season.
be painful, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, the last season does kind of fall apart.
Yeah, I think
And
we got either to the last season or halfway through the last season, and we were just like, ah.
Yeah, the finale is just awful.
I'm
Just
like, I don't want to finish it. I don't want it to be ruined. I
yeah.
loved what I saw, and I just want to leave it there.
You made the right call.
Like, I don't want to. I know it's gonna fall apart. I can see it coming.
Yeah, you made the right call because I love that show so much, but and I can look past a lot of the problems that the last season overall had, but that finale,
Yeah.
oh my God, it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's I don't
Yeah.
understand why more people weren't angry about it. I guess because at the time Twitter wasn't really a thing.
Yeah.
Whereas now, like, because you remember the whole outrage over the Mass Effect 3 ending?
Yes.
It would have been
Yeah.
so much worse if
Yeah.
Twitter had been a thing for that Battlestar finale.
Yeah.
Like, the the Mass Effect 3 ending is amazing compared to the Battlestar ending. And I didn't hate the Mass Effect 3 ending, but
Yeah.
it could have been a lot
Better.
better. Yeah,
Yeah.
there were definite problems associated with it, and I think I would be really interested to sit down with one of the producers and or writers or anyone over there just to find out what happened because
Yeah.
it feels the problem is it feels disjointed from the rest of the franchise. Like it feels
Yeah.
like a different team wrote
Yeah.
that finale compared to who was writing the whole rest of
Which
the
may have been the case.
yeah. And in that case, my question would be why? Why
Yeah.
did you do
I mean,
that?
that's how the last season of Doctor Who felt to me. Is like, what the fuck? Who is writing this? This is not anything related to any of the characters in
Yeah,
like the last season. It's just ridiculous.
yeah. Because Mass Effect, part of the problem could have been that they had to write an ending that all of these different versions of that character could come to.
Right.
And that could have been part of the problem. It could have been too ambitious to try to include a lot of different endings. I don't know. I would just love to hear one of them talk candidly about it. 'Cause
That
as
would
far
be
as
nice.
yeah, because as far as I've been able to find online, they've just been like, well, that was that we stand by our vision or whatever,
Yeah.
generic PR
Yeah.
bullshit. But I would love to hear someone
Talk
actually,
about it.
yeah, and maybe once enough time has passed,
Yeah.
we'll hear someone will write a book
Yes.
or
What
something.
went down with Mass Effect 3?
Yeah, because I mean that franchise is crazy popular.
Yeah. Well, and they're sort of half working on a fourth one. sort
Yeah,
of.
and they're making a movie too,
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that now.
which I'm kind of nervous about.
Well, aren't they also making a World of Warcraft movie?
I know that there have been rumors going around about that
I
forever,
feel
but
like I keep seeing that, but I never actually see anything real about it.
well, I think it's one of those rumors like the that shows up once a year, like
Yeah,
Firefly is coming back. That
yeah.
rumor
That's
that
the
happens
worst
like
April
once a
Fool's
year.
Day joke. I'm like,
Yeah,
you're a cruel person.
yeah. Like this year, the rumor was that Netflix had signed a
Yeah,
deal to
like they
bring it
did
back, and
Arrested
the,
Development.
yeah, the year before, I think it was Hulu had signed a deal, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always some bullshit rumor, and then everyone that is actually involved with
It's
Firefly is
like,
like,
no.
no, because I don't know what you do with that. It's been so long now at this point. Plus, with um, all right, I'm not gonna try to avoid spoilers. If you're watching this and you haven't watched Firefly, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself, and you deserve to have shit spoiled for you. But it's like, with if they if they're gonna pick up after Serenity, Wash is gone.
Yeah.
Um, Mal is psychologically broken,
Yep.
and River is fixed, kind of? Question mark? Like,
River is question mark.
yeah. So I don't know where you would go with that,
Yeah, I don't
because it's
really
not like
either.
you can't pick up in between the series and Firefly because everyone is so much older now.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone's, 12 years older or 10 years older or whatever the fuck it is.
Mhm.
I'm really sad that I haven't seen more of um, Kaylee and things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what she's been up to. Because,
Wasn't she in? Oh, what was that thing? No. Man, I know Jewel State was in something, but I don't remember what it was now.
yeah. Because Summer Glau has been in things. They've just all been bad.
Yeah.
Like, she was in uh, that Terminator TV show
Right.
that that got canceled right when it was getting good. Like
Yep.
the first season was really, really up and down. The second season it was starting to get really interesting, and then they found out they were canceled,
Mhm.
but were given a chance to end the show, and they ended it in the most
Oh god.
nonsensical way possible.
Uh,
Like it makes no sense. It's really stupid. It feels like just a fuck you to the
yeah.
um, viewing audience. Like, I don't know. I wish that show had had more of a chance because it was
I
it was starting
know.
to get interesting.
I know Marina Baccarin was in V.
Yeah, and I watched that show and it fell apart,
Yeah, I watched it for a
and
little
then it
while,
got
and then it was
canceled.
just like weird and
Yeah,
got canceled.
it was vaguely
It was
interesting.
trying really hard.
Yeah,
It
and
just
then
didn't quite get there, and then it just crumbled.
yeah, I don't even remember when it got canceled because I had stopped
It
watching by then.
wasn't very long. Like I don't think it ran more than one
I
or two seasons.
I know it had at least two.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it did have two, but
I
it
don't know
didn't
if it
have
had
much
three.
longer than that.
No, yeah. I should know because I have those seasons in my store, but I think there were just the two.
Yeah,
I don't
that
seem to
sounds
remember
right.
seeing a third one. Uh, and I wish Caprica had been given more of a chance.
Yeah. Well, we started watching Caprica, and that's what made us start watching Battlestar Galactica, because we were like, oh, we should watch that
Oh,
first.
really?
Yeah. And then we never finished Caprica. Like, we watched the first 2 episodes, we're like, oh, we should watch BSG, got hooked on BSG, and stopped watching Caprica.
Well, Caprica got canceled on a cliffhanger, so
Oh, God. So
yeah,
we didn't
like,
miss too much then.
well, no, it's a good show. My only problem with it is it didn't need to be Battlestar. Like
Yeah.
it could have been its own thing
Yeah.
and still been fine, and it wouldn't have really made a difference.
I really loved, like, some of the technology shit that they were introducing in the first couple episodes.
Yeah, because part of the problem was, everything was so much more advanced than anything you saw in Battlestar Galactica,
Yeah,
which,
that's true.
it does have it is internally consistent with its logic, though, because the Galactica was, a decommissioned old
Yeah.
ship, and it was a bunch of refugees, and
Mhm.
they were making
True.
do with just
With
whatever
what
they
they
had
had.
on
Yeah.
hand.
It wasn't anything state of the art.
Yeah. So there was at least that, but it just, there were,
Yeah.
I don't know, it could have been its own thing, and it would
Yeah.
have been fine. I wish that show had been given more of a chance.
That would have been awesome. I don't know why they always cancel all the good shows.
Well, it's because they're on sci-fi, and sci-fi doesn't understand that
Yeah.
it's supposed to be a science fiction show and or channel, and would rather air wrestling and cops.
I don't get it. It bothers me.
Yeah, and I love that Will Wheaton makes fun of them at every chance. Pretty much every episode of his show so far, he's been making fun of them, and
That's
it's
awesome.
on that channel. Have you been watching his show?
I haven't because I don't have cable at the moment. It's probably on
It's
like
all
the internet
online.
somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's all on Hulu.
Nice. I should look at it on Hulu.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Um, it's like it's kind of a bummer because it's kind of like a talk soup sort of thing. If you ever
Right.
watch that,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's sort of like that, but since it's Will Wheaton,
Right.
it's pretty great. Um, oh yeah, we were trying to write a comic before we
Yes.
went off on a crazy tangent.
Yeah.
Um,
I got distracted and tipsy.
and I just like to talk,
You
so
just ran with it.
and I just talk. So,
We were thinking about doing one about how you can remember old jokes, but not what you did last weekend.
that's true.
I know what you did last week, sort of.
Yeah, and that's part of what's funny is that other people are able to tell me better than I know.
Like, yeah, you did this thing.
And I'll be like, "Oh, right, okay. Sure. Sounds good. Did I have fun?" um,
You seemed happy enough.
yeah, the other possible joke or possible comic is the penny arcade pin thing. Like my fear of it consuming my
Yes.
life.
And then the
Um,
last panel is just your eyeballs
like it could
peeking out from
be,
a pile of pins.
or I'm pulling the pin out of the package, and I'm like, ooh, it's nice and shiny. And then the second one is, they do have a lot more like this. Maybe it wouldn't hurt if I just pick up one or two of them. Just the ones that I like. That'd be okay. And then the third one, I'm on the street, homeless,
Wearing
wearing
pins.
nothing but pins and holding up a sign that says, "We'll do anything," and it's underlined for pins.
I like it.
All right. Well, it made you laugh, so that's the comic. I just got to figure out how to write that. Let's see. Because it's always weird trying to figure out how I should write essentially stage directions for you.
Just stage directions is fine.
Yeah. I haven't written a post in the last couple.
I know! You haven't written a post since we did Frozen. You should get
Yeah.
one.
Well, the one after Frozen, I just didn't really have much to say about it.
Yeah.
And then this past one, I think I was just still sick.
Yeah. Are you feeling better yet?
Yeah, I'm a lot better. I went back to the doctor a third time, and they gave me another steroid shot and a different antibiotic shot and different antibiotics, and it's, excuse me,
Working?
finally working better.
That's good.
Because there was a while there where
But you had
I,
like the flu and something else?
I had the flu and an ear infection.
I
And
would have like been murderous.
but what was funny was I didn't realize I was that bad. Like I went in because I had a sore throat. Like I thought I might have like strep.
Uh-huh.
And he does.
By the way.
Yeah, and he starts off, they just do the thing with the light or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Oh, well, you definitely have an ear infection." I'm like, "Wait, what? Really?" He's like, "Doesn't it hurt?" And I'm like, I thought I was just having headaches." And he was like, "Oh,
Nope.
usually when it looks like that, you should be having massive ear pain." And I'm like, "Oh, and then he's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna do the throat swab." And he's like, he comes back and he's like, "Yep, you tested positive." And I'm like, "Damn it, I hate strep." And he goes, "What? No, you have the flu."
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, it was not great. And that doctor's an idiot too.
Uh,
He the last time I saw him on Saturday was when I went and saw him last. And that's when I started getting better, was Saturday. Or no, Sunday was when I started getting better because I had that medicine.
right.
But I called, the way this particular place works, you like call to be put on the waiting list and they just call you when it's about to be your turn. So
Oh,
that you're not just sitting in the lobby waiting.
that makes sense.
So I called at 3:30. They called me to come up there at 6:30.
Whoa.
So I get there and they don't bring me back until 7.
Right.
And then the
Because you
nurse,
have to have your requisite 30 minutes of waiting time.
yeah, no matter, even if they're trying ostensibly avoiding
Yeah.
that for you. And then so the nurse does my vitals or whatever.
Right.
And then it's another 30 minutes before he comes and sees me.
Oh.
And and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go get the shots, and then I'll be right back in." 20 more minutes goes by. I go out to find out what the hell's going on, and he's like, "Oh, I'm getting your stuff right now."
Like, what have you been doing for the last 20
Yeah.
minutes? How hard is it to find a shot?
Oh, and it gets better. So he gave the one he wanted to give me, like the nurse comes in with the shots, and
Right.
she's like, "So do you have any drug allergies?" And I'm like, um, "The ones on my chart." And he's like, "Well, what are they?" And I'd say, penicillin, Ceclor, tetracycline. She goes, "Oh, you're allergic to penicillin?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes,
Uh,
"Well, this one is related to it. It's like a third generation version of it. You
oh
probably
God.
think it's okay." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not okay with this. It will
Oh,
give me hives." And so um, she goes and talks to the doctor, and that's another 10 minutes
oh.
before they come back with a different thing. And um, so then they're like, all right, we're going to send your prescriptions to the pharmacy. Which do you want it to go to? And I tell them, because at this point it's well past 8 o'clock,
Yeah.
at night.
Right.
So I have to tell them the 24-hour CVS that's by me. And they're like, okay. And she finds it, she types it all in and faxes it over or whatever. I get home, I wait like half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I call over and I'm like, my doctor faxed over some prescriptions. I'm calling to see if they're ready. They're
Mhm.
like, and they go through the what's your name, birthday, blah, blah, and they're like, I don't see any prescriptions for you. And I'm like, what?
What?
They're like, yeah, I'm not showing any. And I'm like, I watched them fax it to you or send it to you. It's there. Will you check again? And she goes, sir, you don't have any prescriptions here. And I was
Uh.
like, oh, fuck no. So I said, okay. I hung up the phone and I drove over there. And I brought they give you like a printout explaining the things that they prescribed you
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I go up and it was a different guy, and I'm like, I was prescribed this shit. It was sent to this pharmacy. I watched it happen. Where are my drugs? And he goes, what's the name? Oh yeah, we were actually just talking about it. We did find the prescription, and I was like, thank God. And he goes, but they filled it out incorrectly. They didn't attach the doctor's name and DEA number, so we can't release the prescriptions.
Oh.
So we've called the doctor to get it fixed. And I'm like, yeah, they're closed. This is
Oh God.
two of these are just basically refills of things he's already given me. Why can't you just use that DEA number? Like, it hasn't changed in the 3 days or whatever. And he goes, no, it has to have this way. And I'm like, awesome. So I had to go into work the next morning at 10 o'clock, and that's when that doctor's open, is 10 o'clock. So I had to
Oh.
go into work without the fucking, it was just one giant clusterfuck.
Oh God. That's the worst.
But yeah, I just love her being, she was such a bitch. Like,
Uh.
no, I am not seeing any prescriptions here.
Uh.
Like, and she just had the rudest tone, and it's not like I was being, like, because this was when I was just like, oh, I'm just calling to see if it's ready.
Yeah.
I they hadn't had the chance to unleash Angry Matt yet, and then they
Oh,
did, and oh man, it was so bad. So
that's awful.
so it was like I should show you what the pen looks like, so you at least know what you're drawing. It comes on like a little merch
Oh,
shape.
nice.
Yeah. So just like the merch head is what and with a shiny thing in the center.
Sweet.
And it came in like, one of those manila mailing envelopes.
Yeah.
So now why don't you want to close thing? I'm really irritated that I had to get a whole new safe.
Uh, did you at least not give your mom the other key?
Oh, it is it's a digital
Good.
keypad.
That's
and
good.
no one else knows it.
Good. I don't even know. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not great, and hopefully he's going to be going to live with my father, and I just won't have to deal with it at all anymore.
That would be good.
I would throw a goddamn party. It's just, ugh. Right. So, ooh, shiny. Should I guess I should say, it feels clumsy to say, oh, my penny arcade pin came. Right? That's so just, ooh,
Yeah, ooh, shiny is better.
ooh, shiny.
Plus, it's a secret Firefly reference, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, I know how I can do it. Oh, shiny. So this is what those penny. I. All right, I'll end panel 1 there. Panel 2. Sweet. All right, what's this pack? Ooh, shiny. Okay, yeah, that's better. Now, at least now we've established that I'm opening mail instead of just pulling something out of some random envelope.
Yes.
Panel 2. Um, that on computer. Maybe I'll just start getting the ones I like. I don't have to be one of those crazy joke right there is me in panel 2 saying that I have willpower. And clothing made of pins. I'm going to put clothing in quotation marks.
Just wearing pins.
On or no, I should be in front of one of those PAX banners.
Yes.
Like the one that says welcome home or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll let you pick which one. You've at least been to a PAX. Holding signs.
In Boston, there was this one that said, "Why your IT person is out sick."
That's pretty great. All right, so we have to come up with something really ridiculous for me to say on this sign. Like it can't just be. I feel like the "will do anything" is kind of boring.
Yes.
Um, hmm. Or something that Because I feel like if you've been reading, most of the people reading the comic know me.
We could do a fruit fucker reference.
Will fuck fruit for pins? What do you mean?
Yes, that was what I thought.
Oh, but who would want
It's not
that?
really that interesting.
What's the fruit fucker reference?
Just
Oh,
fucking
you just
fruit.
mean just
Yeah.
that's in the background?
Yeah. Let's
Um,
see. What would be super funny?
or we'll pretend to like your like that's the lowest I can go. Or we'll pretend to like your stupid fandom doesn't really work. We'll pretend to like your stupid.
Mm,
I haven't cursed in this one yet, so I have to throw a fuck in here. I will pretend to like your stupid fucking face for pins. Or it can be a really ridiculously long sign that says, "We'll pretend to like your stupid fucking face for pins, or suck your dick, whatever. I just need
Yes.
pins."
Yes, 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 that long, long, very verbose sign.
Or it's two signs. Like I have the "will like your stupid fucking face" in one hand, and like when that one obviously didn't work, I made a second one. All right, I think that works.
I like it.
I named the subject line Pentastrophe.
Perfect. I love it.
Oh my God, do you have Five Guys burgers up there?
Yes.
Have you eaten there?
Yes.
Oh my God, it's so amazing.
So good.
I had it for the first time the other
I
day.
am always disappointed, however. There are very rarely, like there's not just five dudes hanging around. Like,
Right?
I fully expect there to be five, like, nice looking guys hanging around. Like, one for every type. There should be one for every type. Or I should determine the five various kinds of types and select them to be
Yeah,
models of
there should
five
be
guys.
five of my favorite kinds.
Yeah.
Or a dispensa guy machine.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a Build-A-Bear.
Yes, build your own guy, and you can build up to five of them.
Yeah. Or no, you have to build
You
five.
have to build five.
Yeah, but it was really weird. Like I went to their website because I was like, all right, I'm finally gonna try it, and I couldn't remember exactly where it was, so I went to their website to look it up, and it was like order online, and I was like, oh, cool, like I can just order it and then go pick it up, and it's ready, and I don't have to wait or anything. Nope, they make it when you get there.
What's the point of that?
Yeah, they said to ensure maximum freshness. And I'm like, if I wanted maximum freshness, I would have just
come here and
yeah,
order it.
I wouldn't have ordered online. I'm clearly doing this for the convenience factor, motherfuckers. But it's right next to a Steak and Shake, which I thought was really funny. Like literally,
Wow.
they are right next to each other. Not like
I feel like
there's a
that
couple.
doesn't. How does that even work?
I don't know. And it's not even like one of those things where it's like, oh, there's a couple of stores between it, or
It's like just right next door.
nope, they share a parking lot essentially.
Our
So
Five Guys sort of shares a parking lot with Dunkin' Donuts and Burger King, but it's like there's actually like a road, so they're actually on the other side of.
yeah,
But
and I wouldn't even really consider Burger King a competitor, like
no, it's not.
because they're
It's
going
really not.
you're going there for the cheap shit, right?
Exactly.
Five Guys and Steak and Shake, you're paying a little bit more
But it's really
for
good.
the better quality.
Yeah.
But so I got the food from Five Guys, and then I went through the drive-thru at Steak and Shake for the drink.
That's
I,
awesome.
I made them make me a cherry milkshake.
That sounds amazing. I wish we had steak and shakes here. So
It
we don't have
was
them here.
it was really good the first time because apparently the guy just put cherry syrup in it.
Ooh.
But then I went back a second time, and like it's not on the menu. Like
Right.
I just was like, hey, will you make me a cherry milkshake?
Mhm.
And the second one, they apparently tried to make it like half milkshake, half smoothie because
Ooh.
it was like half actual cherries in there.
Oh, that sounds
And
amazing.
well, it sounds amazing
It wasn't?
until you're trying to drink your shake and you
When
keep
you
getting
get a cherry.
cherry skin stuck in your mouth or and
Yeah, no, that wouldn't work out as
yeah,
well. No.
no. They either needed to, you know,
Mush up the
mush them up
cherries.
better or not do it at all, just do the syrup. But it was really, really good. And now I
Nice.
want another milkshake.
That's awesome.
So you don't have steak and shakes up there?
No! At least not that I know of. Not anywhere near me, if we have them. They're not anywhere where I've seen them.
I'm
They
always
probably have some in, like, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, somewhere. But, like, we don't even have a cheesecake factory in the state of Maine.
in the whole state?
In the entire, I have to drive to fucking Massachusetts to go to a goddamn cheesecake factory.
That's nuts.
So, yeah. It's not, it gives me a good reason to go to Massachusetts, though.
Yeah.
Every time we go to Massachusetts, we go to Cheesecake Factory. Because we have to. Because there is no
Yeah.
Cheesecake Factory here.
It's so weird for me as a Texan to think about driving to a different state for something because for me that involves hours upon hours of
Yeah.
driving
Yeah,
just
it's
to
only
get to
like
the border.
2. It's only 2, and then I'm in Massachusetts, so it's not that bad.
If I go a very specific way and speed the whole time, like at least 20 over the entire time, I can get to Oklahoma or Louisiana in about 2.5 to 3 hours.
Whoa.
That's getting to the border.
Yeah.
And that's if there's no traffic whatsoever and you're going 90 down the highway the whole time.
Yeah.
And why? And on top of that, why would you ever want to go to Oklahoma or Louisiana?
Yeah, I don't really know why you would do that.
The
ever.
answer is casinos.
Ah, they don't have those in Texas? What?
Nope, they are illegal in Texas.
Really?
Yep, gambling is illegal.
Well, technically it's illegal in Florida too, but there's still casinos there. They're just on the reservations.
Oh, well, yeah, we don't have reservations in Texas.
Oh, okay. In that case, then yeah, you would have to go out of state for that.
Yeah, you have to
It's
go
like,
to.
no, you can't gamble in Florida except on the reservations where it's totally fine because technically it's not part of the state.
Yeah,
It's like,
no.
sure, I believe you.
Yeah, it does seem really, and I think it's gonna change eventually because the Texas lawmakers want that money
Yeah,
that
yeah,
casinos
like
generate.
that is. I feel like that, like that's the reason, like Maine has suddenly become all cool with it is because like the money they generate.
Yeah.
Because like we just like last election, I think there was like a thing where they opened up two new ones, or
Hmm.
maybe just two in general, or one expanded or something. They expanded them because they liked having the money for the college or whatever it goes to, taxes and
Oh,
shit.
yeah. Yeah, like the lottery pro
Yeah, there's like this
goes to
lottery
educate.
program. Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it goes to high schools or college scholarships or something. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. But then there's also like they also just opened or started working on like two casinos, one north of here and one south of here.
Yeah.
Because of the casino money, which apparently is so super high because Maine is totally where you go to get your gambling on.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't think you go to Maine to get
yeah,
your anything on.
no. It's like, as opposed to like that one place in New Jersey in Las Vegas, Maine is totally where we're going.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't think so.
Well, you don't want to go to Atlantic City, which is that
No.
place in Jersey you were talking about. Trust me, have you ever been there?
No.
For the love of God, don't go. You
I
might
drove through New
you
Jersey, but I didn't stop anywhere.
good. That state is a fucking shithole.
Yeah, we were
I'm
just like, no.
and I'm allowed to say that because I have lived there. So it's okay for me to say that. That state is
They
awful.
had like this lane where trucks just stopped and stayed there. Like they just stopped there. Like instead of a rest stop. It was just like on the highway.
Oh yeah, we have a
It
couple
just
of those here
stayed
in
there.
Texas
And
too.
we were like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that's them taking naps in their trucks.
Yeah.
That's non-union truckers.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, the people who drive the
Mhm.
prime trucks are very slow.
Oh,
I
really?
got really tired of driving behind them. I'm like, fuck it, I'm passing you. I want to get home.
Yeah, no, all the trucks here in Texas don't fuck around.
Yeah.
They don't drive
I
slow
mean,
for shit.
it was weird hours, but still. I was like, seriously, can we go the speed limit or go a little over the speed limit?
Yeah. Anything.
Anything that's not 50 miles an hour, please.
Man, I'm so happy that they're finally doing a PAX here because it's going to give me a reason to finally leave this town for a while. Because, like, while I'm still on probation, I can't really leave the state.
Uh, but
Um,
at least you can get out of town for like a weekend.
yeah, I mean, theoretically, like, if I could get permission from the probation officer to go out of state, but it's
Yeah,
like I
that's
have
a
to
whole
ask
ordeal.
and explain what's going on, and then I probably have to make contact with some officer in whatever state I'm going to,
Yeah.
and that no one wants that.
No, that
Um,
sounds crazy.
yeah, but I'm so excited, and uh, my car has cruise control, which my
Yay!
Scion did not.
Oh God.
So, and that I used to drive back and forth from Austin all the time, which is about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive, depending on various factors.
Ooh.
I used to do that drive probably a dozen times a year.
Whoa.
Yeah, for various reasons, either a concert or visiting someone or some shit. And no cruise control on the Scion, so
Uh,
constantly dealing
yeah.
with it to the point where now, like, I haven't, I don't. The farthest I go is to Dallas for a doctor's appointment now, and that's, I'm on the highway for all of 20
Yeah.
minutes if it's not super trafficy. So there's no reason to use the cruise control. But now I'm not sure I would know how. Like, I know in theory how to use it, but I think it would freak me out, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't use it. I would insist on still doing it myself.
No, I drove most of the way. Like, during the time I was driving, most of it I spent not using cruise control because it actually kept me more awake. Because I was
That's
like,
another good thing. Although I always zone out while I'm driving, and like there's just so few places that I go that those routes are programmed into my mind, so I'm able to
yeah,
just turn off my brain,
yeah, that makes
and
sense.
then I'm like, oh, I'm here.
Ta-da!
Yeah, like going to work, I can still be half asleep and be fine because I've made that drive so many times, and it's a 5 or 6 minute drive,
Yeah,
depending on how I hit the stoplights.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I applied for a second job that I'm either going to be doing at the same time or quitting movie trading company to do. It's a it's like a center where they answer the calls from alarm systems.
Oh, that's
Like,
exciting.
yeah, and I would be starting off at $2 more an hour than I'm getting paid right now at movie trading company.
Nice.
So if they'll only give me part time, I'll just be working both jobs. Like, I do the midnight shift
Mhm.
at the answering center and then work during the day at MTC because I need that.
Right.
I need the health care.
Yeah.
Um, but if they give me full time, fuck MTC, I'm out of there.
Yeah.
Because everyone that I was friends with has left. The
Oh,
the manager is turning into kind of a psychopath.
that's not fun.
Yeah, and the assistant manager, he's a nice enough guy, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just become not the fun work environment it was the first few months I worked there.
Yeah.
And so, plus, I the amount I get paid does not reflect the amount of work I do
Yeah.
at all there. Like,
Mhm.
not even remotely close. So,
I understand that feeling.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Like.
I would probably, if they paid me more appropriately, I probably wouldn't be looking to leave as much as I am.
Mhm.
Like, I'd probably still be willing to put up with the bullshit because there are still a couple people that I like working with there, and it's
Yeah.
nice to be able to rent shit for free and get discounts on movies and games and shit, but at a certain point, it's
It's
not
just.
going to be worth it.
Yeah. I know.
And it's especially when the pay for the amount of work I do is so insulting. So,
No, that makes sense.
yeah. So it'll be interesting. I'm hoping that alarm place will just take me on full time.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, because I'd work the midnight shift
Nice.
since, I don't sleep anyway. And
Yeah,
then,
exactly. That would be cool.
yeah, one of the guys, I found out about it because one of the guys I played D&D with for a long time works there. And I was finally just like, hey, is your place hiring? And he was like, they're always hiring. We have pretty high turnover.
Nice.
And I was like, all right. He was like, yeah, just put me down as a reference and I'll tell him that you're applying. And I was like, sweet.
Sweet. That's awesome.
So it'll be nice. And it would kind of suck if I'm doing it that one part time and still staying full time at Movie Trading Company.
That
'Cause
would be a lot.
it'd be rough, but
Yeah.
I do really need the money to pay off all these fucking medical bills.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
past year has been really expensive as far as medication went.
Yeah. Makes
So
sense.
I could really use that money, but it'll be interesting. Man, I really want a milkshake now for real.
You should go get a milkshake. I really want one too.
Yeah, I don't know if I can justify spending the money though, because it's not like those Steak and Shake ones are cheap, and
That's
they're
true.
in small little cups too. Like Sonic will give you a big ass one,
Mm-hmm.
and Sonic shakes are decent.
Yeah.
Oh, is it past 10? It is
Yeah.
past 10. That means their shakes are half price.
Go do it.
I think I will.
Do it.
All right, I will talk to you
Okay.
later. Bye.
Bye.